Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Rayhan Narajati and we're going to talk about semantic and pragmatic today. What we're going to talk about, we're going to talk about wordplay, metonymy, and collocations in lexical semantics. Before we jump into the definition of lexical semantics itself, let's see the scope of discussion. The scope of discussion is, of course, the lexical semantic itself, which is the study of word meanings and relationships. The second one is wordplay, or the creative use of language for humor or effect. And the third one is metonymy, which is the substitution of a word for a related concept. And the fourth one is collocation, or the habitual juxtaposition of particular words. Okay, the lexical semantics. According to George Yule, 2006, semantics is the study of meaning in language, encompassing how words, phrases, and sentences convey meaning. Lexical semantics, however, is a branch of semantics, specifically focuses on the meaning of individual words and their relationships to other words. Lexical semantics divided into three, which is the first one, the conceptual meaning, or the basic or core meaning of a word, often what you find in a dictionary, which is the literal meaning of a word. The second one is the associative meaning, or the emotional or cultural association of a word evokes, beyond its literal definition. The third one is lexical relations, or the different ways words relate to each other in terms of meaning. We're going to jump into the wordplay. The wordplay, according to George Yule 2006, in his book The Study of Language, three lexical relations, which is the homophone, homonymy, and polysemy, are the basis of a lot of wordplay. Wordplay, or play on word, is a literary technique and a form of witty humor that uses words as the main subject of a word, especially for entertainment purposes. Wordplay also divided into three, which is the pun, or is a wordplay that uses double meanings of a word to create humor or a clever effect. For example, I used to be a banker, but I lost interest in this concept, financial interest and personal interest. The second one is homophone, which is the words that sound alike but have different meanings. For example, I see you. I see you sounds like I, which is I, and I see you, it sounds like the same, but it's very different in their meanings. The third one is spoonerism, or a switch of initial letters between two words, often creating a nonsensical phrase. For example, you have hazed all my misery lectures. Hazed and misery word is exchanged here. The correct sentence is you have missed all my history lectures. Metonymy. According to George Yule, 2006, in his book The Study of Language, metonymy is described as a word used in a place of another with which it is closely connected in everyday experience. It involves using a related term to stand in for an object, idea, or concept. So, there are two main examples of metonymy. First one is synecdoche, is where a part is used to represent the whole or the whole is used to represent a part. For example, nice wheels. Wheels, which is a part of the car, refers to the whole car. America won gold in swimming. America, which is the whole country, refers to specific athletes from America who won the gold in swimming. The second one is metalepsis. Words or phrases from a figurative expression used in a new, more abstract or indirect way. For example, I've got to catch a worm tomorrow. The worm uses the familiar phrase, the early bird catches the worm, which is as a basis with worm representing the whole idea of achieving success by starting early. The fourth one is collocation. According to George Yule 2006, collocation refers to the tendency of certain words to occur together more frequently than would be expected by chance. It's essentially the phenomenon where words combine in predictable ways to form phrases or expressions. For example, if we say hammer, more than half of people will say nail. And if we say table, most of will say chair. Collocation also divided into two. First one is grammatical collocation, consisted of a noun or adjective or a verb plus a particle, which is usually preposition. For example, the word afraid of. Afraid, which is an adjective, is followed by preposition of. The second example is decided to live. Decided, which is a verb to, followed by to in infinitive verb. The second one is lexical collocation, which is the combinations of words that have full meaning and consists of words that already have their own meaning. For example, take a shower. Take and shower have clear meanings, which is to take a shower, where take and shower have two different meanings. The second one is catch a cold. Catch and cold work together without grammar rules, but it is also very clear that catch a cold means it having sick. Collocation in discourse. In discourse analysis, collocation patterns are examined to understand how particular word pairings shape meaning within specific context. These patterns are not just linguistic but are influenced by social norms, cultural values, and ideological positions. The first collocation in discourse is common collocational pairs. In discourse analysis, collocational patterns are examined to understand how particular word pairings shape meaning within specific context. These patterns are not just linguistic but are influenced by social norms, cultural values, and ideological positions. Common and context. The meaning of a collocation can change depending on the context. For instance, the word freedom might collocate with speech in political discourse, whereas it might collocate with choice in consumer discourse. So I think that's all the material I can explain to you. Thank you for joining me here and see you on the next video. Bye bye.